Welcome to The Explainer. I am so incredibly thrilled you're tuning in today because we are tackling what is, without a doubt, the single most pressing conversation of our time. Right now, there is a very real, very palpable anxiety circling the globe. Just look around you. From the seasoned machinist on the factory floor who's watching robotics get smarter every single day, to the freelance graphic designer who literally just saw an algorithm spin up a stunning ad campaign in 3 seconds flat, everyone is feeling it. But what if that same designer could use that exact algorithm to double their client base overnight? Today, we're going to look past the panic. We are going to use the data and the insights we have right now to transform that anxiety into a concrete, totally empowering strategy for your career.
Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. First, we'll confront the burning question on everyone's mind. Examine why this is a genuine inflection point, get a little historical perspective, look at the big picture policy equation, and then wrap it all up with the bottom line, your personal game plan.
Starting us off, the burning question.
It's the absolute most common workplace anxiety out there right now. And you know what? It's entirely valid. Will AI take my job? I mean, it's the headline of pretty much every major news publication you see. But the honest answer is far more nuanced and way more actionable than those doomsday headlines actually want you to believe. You see, the story of work has always been a story of adaptation. Think about a logistics manager who is absolutely panicking over some new automated routing software. That is, right up until she realizes it actually frees up her week to negotiate better global contracts and build real, face-to-face human relationships with suppliers. So to really understand where we're headed, we need to understand exactly what we're dealing with today.
Moving right along to part 2, a genuine inflection point. We need to move briskly here, because the reality on the ground is urgent. We are not dealing with science fiction anymore. We aren't talking about something that sort of might happen in 20 years. We're talking about today. Look at the 3 main pillars of technology that are mapping out our present day: large language models, computer vision tools, and autonomous agents. Now, what's really interesting here is how they function. Large language models are parsing incredibly complex information instantly. Computer vision tools are literally seeing and interpreting the physical world around them. And autonomous agents? They're taking multi-step actions entirely on their own. The shift is real, and it is accelerating at a truly breathtaking pace. Just look at AI in action out in the wild right now. These tools are performing dizzyingly complex tasks faster than human teams could ever even hope to. But pay attention to the stories of transition happening behind these tasks. Take the IT support desk, for example. Instead of a human agent burning out from answering, "Hey, how do I reset my password 500 times a day?" AI steps in and handles that entire volume. And what happens? It allows the human agent to adapt, upskilling to handle the highly sensitive, emotional customer disputes that absolutely require true human empathy. Or take the marketing copywriter. Instead of staring at a blank page in a total panic, they just use a large language model to generate 20 rough concepts in seconds, and then apply their expert human taste to refine the winner. It's generating code so engineers can focus on big-picture architecture. It's helping doctors diagnose diseases from scans so they can actually spend more time looking their patients in the eye. And it's processing thousands of pages of legal documents in seconds so paralegals can focus on brilliant trial strategy. Guys, it's not about replacement. It is all about elevation.
Which brings us to Section 3, the historical perspective.
Now, as dizzying as today's acceleration feels, we need to take a deep breath and just zoom out for a second. Every single major technological revolution fundamentally upends the workforce. Think about the medieval scribe whose hand was permanently cramped from writing. When the printing press arrived, those folks didn't just vanish into thin air. They had to adapt from hand copying to becoming scholars, editors, or the actual operators of the press itself. Or think about the artisanal weaver trying to navigate the massive shift of the Industrial Revolution. They ended up finding totally new roles in factory management or machine repair. Or the filing clerk staring at a mountain of paper who had to adapt to the digital systems of the internet era, effectively transforming into a database administrator. And this brilliantly illustrates a key point. In every era, the new technology destroyed certain jobs, yes, but it simultaneously created entirely new, previously unimaginable categories of work. AI is honestly no different.
Because AI fits perfectly into this historical pattern. The question isn't really whether your job will change. The definitive answer there is, yes, it will. The real question, the one you literally need to ask yourself every time you sit down at your desk, is whether you are driving the change or being driven by it. A worker who embraces the tool and actively adapts their workflow, they're driving the change. They're the ones securing their future in this new landscape.
Let's pivot slightly to Section 4, the policy equation.
While individual strategy is absolutely vital, it's really not the whole picture.
The societal rules governing this transition matter just as much as your personal adaptability. Look at how incredibly quickly the conversation around these policies has shifted. We're talking universal basic income, portable benefits, lifelong learning infrastructure, and retraining programs. Just a few years ago, these were considered total fringe ideas. Today, they are increasingly urgent policy questions. Imagine a worker whose entire manufacturing sector is suddenly automated. A serious, robust retraining program is the crucial bridge that allows them to successfully adapt and transition over into, say, a booming green energy sector. These are absolutely necessary safety nets and frameworks for navigating the massive societal shift we are experiencing right now.
Ultimately, the AI transition could, in principle, lead to a world of enormous abundance and significantly reduced drudgery for everyone. However, whether that abundance is broadly shared across society or whether the resulting wealth is highly concentrated in the hands of a few technology companies and their shareholders is fundamentally a political question. It is not a technical one. The distribution of these benefits will depend entirely on the policy decisions made in the coming years.
Let's move to our final section and see how this builds back to you. Section 5, the bottom line.
So we've looked at the history and the macro-level policy. Now let's bring it right back to your personal action plan. 10 years. That is the time frame. Let me state this as clearly as possible, based entirely on the research. AI will change nearly every single job within the next decade. Whether you are a top-tier surgeon, a middle school teacher, a logistics manager, or a senior software engineer, the way you work will be fundamentally different in 10 years' time. No exceptions.
So the crucial point is captured perfectly in this powerful quote from the research. The most dangerous position you can be in is passive. Ignoring these tools, just hoping the wave simply passes over you, or failing to proactively develop the human skills that complement this technology. That is a surefire recipe for being left behind. You just cannot sit back and wait and see. Instead, you need to deliberately occupy the powerful position, and thankfully, it's a very straightforward, actionable 3-step plan. Step 1, literally just learn to use AI well. Open the programs, experiment, break things, and learn how to make them work for your specific daily tasks. Step 2, double down on what makes you irreplaceably human. Think of the worker who effortlessly uses AI to crunch massive data sets, but relies entirely on their profound human empathy and strategic judgment to actually sit down and present those sensitive findings to a worried client. Empathy, complex problem solving, leadership, these are your ultimate untouchable assets. And step 3, stay curious. A rigid, fearful mindset is your absolute biggest enemy right now. Curiosity is the fuel of adaptation. It's what turns a terrifying software update into a fascinating new tool to play around with. Focusing on these 3 steps, shift your mindset away from panic and straight into active, empowering preparation.
I want to leave you with this final thought. The disruption we are seeing is undeniably 100% real. But you know what? The opportunity to be more creative, more efficient, and more impactful than ever before is just as real. The ball is entirely in your court now. So how will you adapt to the transition? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep experimenting, and go take charge of your future.